Alright, taking a look at Crystal. I had a similar situation as I do with Yellow, where I had a Game Boy Color save and then a Virtual Console save. Except, I only got far with one of them. Which I think is my... Okay, nice, the time's still set. I think this is my Game Boy Color one. So, I've got the female character this time. And again, I named it after a role-playing character that I made when I was younger, Senu. So, yeah, you can tell it's an older save. This is from 2017. Maybe I played through this one on the Virtual Console. You know, it's hard to remember a little bit. No, this is the Game Boy Color one. Okay, so yeah, 2017. I beat the story. Oh, actually exactly 2 years ago, February 11th, 2024. So that's fun. Let's take a look. I got all 16 badges. And the Pokédex, definitely further along than Gold. I see they are sorted differently. Weird. Okay. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I'm not even sure how to change it. Oh, here we go. Evolution type. Unknown mode. Official type. Okay, let's see what that means. Oh, it's like, it's the national dex. Okay, we'll do that. Why not? Still plenty of things to catch. Plenty of monsters out there. Yeah, pretty much I was just trying to get through the story and then start breeding for Stadium so that I could beat things in Stadium so that I could do the speed up mode. So that I could do more breeding, beat more things, and also be able to encounter Pokemon faster if I want to do something like shiny hunting. I think that'll be the only way I'd be interested in shiny hunting or like hatching shiny eggs in this game. So there's 250. Is like, you know, doing it that way because the game is just too slow to be doing much of that otherwise. Alright, so we got a team here. We got Xatu. That's my flying and flasher. Gold, that's not part of the team. Either is that. These are just for trading, I think. Surf. This is from Yellow. Just Surf. That's... I don't know what the deal is with that. Funny. Okay, let's take a look at the PC. Hall of Fame. There's Cassiopeia that was in that other game. That's the one I bred. It's just leveling up, I guess. Mewtwo, same thing. 98. That's so close. Gyarados. Xatu. I assume these are guys on the team, but maybe not. I think some of these are just Vileplume. That was from the story. Shoot, we might have to go through them all to actually find the team. Because I was just training, I think, and getting money. See if I find anything else that's different. Yeah, this is definitely not the team. Not Mewtwo and not Staryu. Maybe Gyarados. Golem? I don't even think Golem either. That was to get him to 50, I think, so I could use him in the stadium on the, just battling my friend. Suicune. I'm just confused. I don't know. Okay, Crobat. That seems right. That is one from the team. Miltank might be, actually. Not Jinx. Lantern. That's one from the team. Yes. Typhlosion. Yes, that's my starter. Cyndaquil. Xatu. Yup, we went over that one. That is part of the team. So there might be a couple left. It'd be nice if there was an easier way to look at these, but just how it is. So if you go through the Elite Four a lot of times, this would just become totally unusable, I would think. Like, you wouldn't be able to really track down any specific Pokemon. I think we must have got through them. There it is, Steelix, yes. That is one. Yeah, and like I said, Onix just wasn't cutting it, so I farmed up the Metal Coat. Crobat. So Crobat, Steelix, Miltank, Typhlosion, Xatu, and Lantern. I think that's the team. And nowadays I like to nickname some, like, I'll nickname some, but I still don't always do it for my story team, but I do tend to nickname the ones that are ones I specifically train up for something, like if it's breeding or if it's, you know, just train for competitive, whatever it might be. Those ones I like to, for sure, name. Or a special shiny, you know. There's the Onix. So I did get through it once with the Onix, it looks like. That is interesting. So there's that. Let's take a look. There's probably going to be some interesting ones in here. We'll start box 1. So I think I was nicknaming them to try to keep track of which ones are which when I was breeding. That's what this Dratini is. Tauros. Some different unknowns. That's not the Ditto. It does remind me though, I gotta show the Ditto, of course. Okay. Lapras, that's the one you can catch. You can get more in one of these, but they're there in a cave. Union Cave, I think. Every Friday. Sudowoodo, that's the one. Togepi. Not sure. Would be the first egg. Wooper, what are you holding? Probably something random. Hex Defend. Okay. Oh, there's Shucky. That's the trade one, or one that you hold on to. Mania. There's Magnemites farming for the Metal Coat. Yeah. Some other Pokemon. Another Lapras, so I must have went in there more than once. Oh, there's so many. I was still going through them. There's like a bunch. Okay. That's a low-level Arbok. What is with that? 10? Does that happen? Not sure. That's funny. Sprites are funny. That's a low-level Hypno. 16. They're not trade ones, though. Maybe he does evolve that early? I don't know. Seems too low to me, but... got him somehow, so... Skarmory, that's pretty good. That's rare. Another Lapras. Alright, here's... so this one must be for a Little Cup or something. Staryu, level 5. But with the moveset, because it was bred. Oh, Petite, yeah, that's a Petite Cup. Little Cup, Lyra, another one. So one of these has to be trained to the correct level, but I have them set up for that with decent stats. Poke Cup, okay. Here's a different Tauros. Not Rex, but a different one. Interesting, that moveset needs some work. This is not for Poke Cup, I assume. Polkadot Bow? Huh. Not sure what it's doing in there. Zubat. Oh, these must be just when I was doing trades from the Gen 1, and that's why they have these funny items and stuff. That's what these are. So, oh, here's Crobat from my story team. And then Nidoking. Oh wait. So this is blue version from my story team, Nidoking. And that's a good set there. That's pretty good. Machamp, let's see. This is from Red. I think this was story team. And then Steelix, this is story team for Crystal. Wigglytuff, this is story team for one of my yellow playthroughs. That is a kind of creepy sprite. That is weird. Alright. Here's the Lantern. Crystal playthrough. So it looks like I switched out some Pokemon when I'm in Kanto. I'm using some different ones. Because why aren't all these guys out there? That's really interesting. I'm not oh wait, no, I finished. That's right. This is not gold. So yeah. So here's my starter. This is Cyndaquil evolved. It's my cutter. That Thunder Punch, that's pretty good. Cloyster, this was on my team for yellow, one of my yellow playthroughs for the story. Noctowl, early game, and flying, and hypnosis, of course, is nice for catching. Lucky Egg, we got the shiny Elekid. Very nice. Dizzy Punch, that's a special move for the Lucky Egg. If you don't know, there's like a 1 in 8 chance that your Lucky Egg hatches into a shiny Pokemon in these games. So I kept resetting until I got one. And Elekid's the one I got. Very nice. And then these are like ones I was breeding. So Tauros, Staryu, and Dratini. Not exactly sure about the lettering and what I was doing, but it was to keep track of what was what. So. And then this is for breeding as well, because he's got nice moves, and it's, or he did. I don't know what the deal is with this one, but I was breeding with a Ghastly. So Gyarados. This is from Blue. I think he was on the team. This might be story. I'm not entirely sure because he's a little under-leveled. Snorlax. Crystal. Maybe he just comes at 50, I think. Okay, Vileplume, this is from a story team. From Red. Yeah, so I might get these Pokemon back to their own games probably, or onto Stadium if it's something that I'm trying to use for battles. Miltank, story for Crystal here. Ice Punch, nice. Milk Drink, it's crazy. Rollout, it's insane. Suicune, legendary. Oh, legendary. Very nice. Lugia. Awesome. One of my favorites. Raikou. Legendary Roaming Dog. Entei as well. Man, that sprite, the colors look different to me. I was like, dang, is that a shiny? But it's not. Mantine, I think I got Mantine and I thought about using it for my team, but I didn't, other than for Waterfall. I think that's what he was, that one, or that's what he was for waterfalling. This was my Roaming Dog Hunter, I believe. Mean Look, there you go. And Quick Claw, and it was a high enough level. It was like set up perfectly for Roaming Dog, so I'm probably going to keep it just like this if I want to use it for other games conveniently. That's it, huh? So that's that. I do have another crystal save, like I said, but that one is not far. Pretty sure. Like, I think it's at the Elex Forest, I want to say. So not really all that far, but I'll double check just because I'm not 100% sure. And if it is something we gotta look over, then I'll pull it up and make a video, but otherwise we're gonna move on to Stadium 2.